The most advanced combat system to ever grace a video game has done it again. Introducing the latest massive update, Hellsweeper VR Reckoning, and it's currently 60% off. Almost 700 people have rated it 4.32 out of 5 stars, with 83% of the audience giving this 4 or 5 out of 5. Me giving it a 5 for sure. And this has got to be the most incredibly complicated, awesome combat system I've ever played in any video game whatsoever. Quite literally, the more time that you put into this game, the more options you choose and play with, the more that this becomes an extension of your body. Legit, it took me about 5 or 6 hours of playing around just to get the actual controls that I wanted for this game, and it was well worth it. I legit now feel like John Wick in VR. It's incredible. And just to speak to this, I've literally put in approximately 30 hours into this game, and I've hardly scratched the surface. I keep sticking to the same weapons and guns and stuff because I'm still ranking them up. I'm still progressing in the game. And then there's a whole slew of other weapons that totally transform the entire game experience, literally, that I've yet to unlock and touch. And then there's the actual co-op mode where you can play with a friend and then combine your weapons and powers at the same time. Every time this game's on sale, I keep trying to show everybody how this is the most incredible combat system in any game I've ever played before. I keep telling people this is for the VR veteran. What I mean by that is you're not going to get motion sick. It's just that there's so many options to play this game. And the actual default controls, man, I totally hate it. You know, jumping into the game right away. Had I just stuck with that, I would not have been playing with it more than for half an hour to an hour. And then they just released this Resurgence update that includes the original chick from Sariento from the first PSVR, and man, I loved that game, so much so that I platinumed it, and that is one of the hardest games on PSVR 1, just saying. But it's not difficult once you become accustomed to the controls. That's all it is. That's what I'm hammering in here, guys. Man, you can actually have the John Wick experience in VR if you just play with your settings. I had to go through the entire thing, comb through every section, and completely change everything, and I'm so happy that I did. And yet another update, Alliance, now allows up to 3 players to play together in co-op as well. This also includes a new game mode called Gauntlet with a brand new boss to conquer, as well as a brand new night and day mechanic that alters the balance of foes and rewards, along with a slew of other goodies. And again, with the latest update, Reckoning, you'll now have access to a new weapon, the Chakram, that is an elegant yet deadly disc that arcs through the air and returns to you like a loyal boomerang from hell. And with the flick of the wrist, it can split into 2 separate half blades. Awesome. Also, the mace has a new hookshot update, allowing you to throw your enemies into the air and onto the ground, along with a new fist epithet that allows your stone fist to become a Swiss Army knife of pure destruction, with each fist able to activate 2 groups of weapons using both the triggers and the grips. Nice.
Stauf knows too much, but how?
Experience one of the best murder mystery video games ever created in The Seventh Guest VR, and it's 60% off. Over 800 people have rated this 4.69 out of 5 stars, with 93% of the audience giving this 4 or 5 out of 5. The classic game that chilled you to the bone in the 90s has been brought back with cutting-edge VR technology that delivers an atmospheric story like no other. As you explore the eerie mansion, the puzzles become increasingly challenging. Unlock new rooms and uncover hidden secrets, all while trying to keep your wits about you against the eerie horrors. The Seventh Guest VR is the ultimate adventure for fans of mystery puzzle games and those seeking a new and terrifying VR experience. I never played the game back in the 90s on the PC CD-ROM, but I am excited to let you know, if you're into the environmental puzzle-based games where you're just thrown into the game and have to figure things out, then you will absolutely love this game. And unlike so many puzzle games I played before, this immediately felt completely unique and stumped me pretty hard right from the get-go, but not too challenging to keep me away. The theme, the music, sound effects, character development, and acting are superbly done here. The only negative that I've experienced and stands out to me is that there is no option to decouple your head from your body, which means your head turns your body, and that isn't ideal for room scale VR. But don't get me wrong, this isn't game breaking at all for a game like this. I love how I'm thrown into this beautiful mansion with nothing but a lantern. And what's really cool is that when you use that lantern to illuminate an area, it actually shows you what that spot looked like in the past when those guests were actually there. So cool to see that everywhere, seriously. Again, even though I've only put in a couple of hours into this so far, the very first room with the very first puzzle was just awesome. Don't worry though, you can refer to your map for help, and you can also choose to get a hint as to how to solve the puzzle if it gets too frustrating. Thankfully, it doesn't happen automatically, as I do hate puzzle spoilers, and you do have the option to access that in your menu. So far, so great. Don your gas mask, wield handmade weapons, and venture into the depths of this apocalyptic nightmare in Metro Awakening. And it's 30% off right now. Over 2,100 people have rated it 4.47 out of 5 stars, with 87% of the audience giving this 4 or 5 out of 5. In the year 2028, the survivors of nuclear war cling to the existence in the buried subways of the Moscow Metro, which has become civilization's last refuge and tomb, where spirits haunt the living in this man-made purgatory. You are a doctor searching for your wife as you brave the crippling radiation, darkness, and deadly threats of the Metro, desperately trying to find the medication she needs. As your courage and sanity are pushed to the limit, you must learn to walk the line between life and death, the spiritual and the material world, and awaken the being you must become. I've only heard great things about this game, and I do know there was a major patch that fixed some lighting issues that were present at launch. Anyone in the comments that can speak to this, if you played it, loved it, or hate it, that would be awesome. Let us know whether or not there's anything we should expect, any wonkiness, or if this game's good to go.
We can solve this problem once and for all.
They're trying to make a vaccine. You want to come? Good dog, buddy!
Arizona Sunshine 2, the next-gen sequel to the fan-favorite VR Apocalypse, is currently 35% off right now. Over 2,700 people have rated this 4.53 out of 5 stars, with 90% of the audience giving this 4 or 5 out of 5. I gotta say, I did play the first one, beat it all the way through, thought the game was good, but man, after seeing the trailers for Arizona Sunshine 2, this does look like the full next-gen title that I've been waiting for. In a post-apocalyptic world where every bullet counts, experience the thrill of realistic combat as you wield all new and fan-favorite weapons. And what's really kick-ass, man, that I've been waiting to play this game, you can enjoy the full campaign in 2-player co-op mode. As well, you can join up to 3 other players in 4-player co-op Horde mode, and they've already released an abundance of maps for the actual Horde mode, so very cool, man. They put a lot of love and attention to this game and then included all this extra DLC. And what's better than braving the end of the world than surviving it with your new best friend, Buddy? Not only is Buddy your 4-legged companion through thick and thin, he's also the goodest boy and will help take down those pesky Freds for you. And they really put a spotlight on this dog, man. There's even extra skins like an undead doggy and, you know, another breed of dog, the Corgi, altogether, which is really weird but looks really cool. Everyone in the past that's commented on this game whenever it's gone on sale has only said great things about this game, seriously. And again, if you have a friend to play with or friends to play with, only better from what I'm hearing. That said, if you're like me and you had the PSVR 1 and you played the original, Arizona Sunshine Remake is currently 40% off right now. But if you already own the game from the PSVR 1 days, do be sure to pay that upgrade fee instead because it's much cheaper. That said, almost 5,900 people have rated this 4.09 out of 5 stars, with 78% of the audience giving this 4 or 5 out of 5. And I just have to speak to this really quick. Arizona Sunshine on the PSVR 1, I did experience that co-op mode and I thought it was good. Again, good, that's the best way to describe it. But the mechanics were not polished like Farpoint. I am hoping the actual mechanics, the gameplay, the controls are much better than what I remember on the PSVR 1, just saying. What I didn't realize is that this remake actually offers all of the DLC from the first game. Very cool, man. Being honest, I don't think I played any of the DLC. I just played the original campaign all the way through with my friend and I was kind of done with it after that. So, and of course they've kept that intact. You can play the original campaign in co-op mode on Arizona Sunshine Remake, as well as the 4-player Horde mode, and I do believe that was already available on the PSVR 1, so nothing different there from what I remember. And then they are claiming to have taken the Arizona Sunshine 2 mutilation and gore system and bringing it into Arizona Sunshine Remake, so that's really cool. As well, I feel it's very important to mention that Arizona Sunshine, if you didn't know, the original game did receive Best VR Game of the Year by Upload VR in 2016, Best Virtual Reality Game of 2017 by Dutch Game Awards, and Best HTC Vive First Person Shooter in 2016 by the Vive Awards. And I gotta say, I'm really surprised, being honest, after playing Farpoint again, and then jumping into Arizona Sunshine, that didn't win the award over this. And just to remind you again, if you do own the game on the PSVR 1, do pay that upgrade fee before buying this on sale at that sale price. Featuring authentic, immersive controls that recreate the feeling of driving a real digger, Dig VR is a light simulation game with a casual arcade twist, and it's 20% off for PlayStation Plus members only. Under 50 people have rated this 4.68 out of 5 stars, with 93% of the audience giving this 4 or 5 out of 5. Right on. Dig VR captures the sheer joy, adrenaline, and frustrations of life on a digger in an exciting experience for novice and pros. Grow your business in the charming town of Diglington, a place where everything can be fixed by the power of a digger. Take on a variety of jobs for the town's residents, from traditional construction jobs to more obscure requests. Accompanying you is a Dig FM, a dedicated radio station with a wide selection of music to brighten any day. Progress from micro-sized to colossal diggers with a diverse set of attachments to overcome any challenge. Dig in style by unlocking over 70 customization options to suit your aesthetic. Get hands-on with the fast-paced minigames or unwind in the sandbox mode. Then, discover a trove of lost treasure in a standalone mode where new items are added regularly. And so far, everyone everywhere is saying that this game is actually quite awesome. I have no idea personally, I've never played this before. Anyone in the comments section, if you own this, played it, loved it, or hate it, please let us know whether we should grab this at that sale price.
PlayStation